It's all live.
How did I misspell? I misspelled we're.
Oh,
It says
okay.
we're live.
Okay.
Oh, and we're live.
And we're live.
Nice. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
Let's
we're live.
see.
I see that.
Yeah,
Right.
we're doing our live thing. This is how we roll.
Yes.
So whatever we do and say right now will live forever on the YouTubes.
Right. Right.
So.
Now, does it let you take stuff down, or is it like you couldn't, even if you wanted to? There's nothing.
No,
you
can
own all the rights.
You could at some point say do not don't make the video public, but yeah, from right now for all of time, it's
This is live, so we're not going to be able to edit out any of the crazies.
Well, what we publish in the feed will be edited.
Okay. Okay. So
but we should try to do like we normally do and try to keep it as keep it clean. All punches above the waist.
Okay. Okay. I'll try to keep my swearing to a minimum.
Yeah, do that. That's important.
And
really important. Our audience is so big that literally nobody has joined yet.
I'm not too surprised. I mean, I'm
Joe Constant. Joe Constant's on.
Hey yo.
Hey.
Cool. So
it's Joe. It's me, you, and Joe. And Joe's just listening.
Yes.
That's it.
That's awesome. What up, Joe? So
now Joe gets to keep notes as we.
This is.
I've never thought about this, but this actually might be a great arrangement.
This is true. He gets it right straight from the horse's mouth. But then if we
horse, wait, hold on.
Wait, who
who's
exactly
the horse in this relationship?
Who exactly is the horse in this scenario? Because I hope you didn't just call me a horse.
Well, you know what they say. A horse is a horse.
Horse,
of course.
That's what some people say.
That's what they say, but you never know.
I haven't said that since 1996 myself. So we're okay. So are we going to do like the welcome to the MageTalk thing, or are we just crazy? This is wild and crazy.
We're gonna publish our own.
All the rules are being thrown out the window. Yeah, and we're going crazy.
We've thrown caution to the wind.
So is this episode 36?
This is 37. We already published 36.
What's happening? Are you getting?
Oh, you have the link open in another tab.
Oh, whoops.
Is the problem.
Okay, so there we are.
We're so good at this right now. We're amazing.
We know exactly what we're doing. You're in the hands of professionals right now.
We just need to record the show as per usual. I love that Joe is literally the only person who we're live broadcasting for.
That's cool. I mean, we're we announced it last minute. I'm sure if we start to do this more often, then,
we'll have at least one other person show up.
Probably have at least
Rick Baczynski.
At least a solid 1.5 people on average. I'm willing to bet. What's going to be even funnier is when Joe drops out.
Yeah, when Joe drops out and it's just you and me.
He gets tired of
broadcasting to Joe's cat.
But no, I mean, even if it's just a handful of people that listen to it live, and then the rest, everybody else can listen to it, in the podcast. So should we do the welcome?
We should. This is our third episode this week.
That's right. We're going crazy. We're going nuts.
It's the very first time we've ever done 3 episodes in a week.
It is. We're breaking records.
2 in one day. That's a first too. That's crazy.
We're throwing rule books out the windows.
All the rules books.
I'm all excited and stuff about Imagine. So
I can tell.
I had to get in a little something extra for the late night session here. Okay, so is this 36?
36. 37.
37. Okay. All right. Whose turn is it?
Yours.
Everybody is seeing all the nitty-gritty. Okay. Hello and welcome to episode 37 of MageTalk, the Magento community podcast with Philip Jackson and Kaylin Jordan. And this is our first time doing this live.
Yeah.
So this is kind of nuts.
And we're live.
Live
right now.
We're doing a Google Hangout, just audio only Google Hangout.
Yeah.
And right now live as we're recording this. So, if for those of you that
we've talked for a long time about doing an After Dark episode, and this is literally After Dark.
Yes.
11:19 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And
8:19 p.m. Pacific.
Let's just go through all the time zones. That's how we're going to go time in this episode.
In Amsterdam, it's currently
we are mere days away from Imagine.
Yes.
And that's why we decided, we were just so excited and we could not hide it.
We couldn't stop.
We were so excited.
And I just can't hide it.
You remember that episode of Saved by the Bell where Jessie starts taking speed? Remember this? And she's like, I'm so excited. Remember that?
I didn't realize they were so edgy.
They were. And she's like, I'm so scared. Remember that?
No.
Crumbles into Zach's arms. You don't remember that?
I can imagine, like, knowing her like personality, I can imagine the exact thing, you know.
They conquered some really tough. That was like a groundbreaking episode. They tackled some hard issues back then in the 90s in Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, they paved the way for Breaking Bad.
Speaking of which, have you seen Breaking Bad?
No, that's a little bit much for me. I know.
Yeah.
I know it's the most popular show ever. I can't get over the idea conceptually of a show about a meth dealer. I know it's more than that and stuff, but I can't get beyond that.
Well, don't spoil me, Kaylin. I know you haven't seen it, but I have to say I'm 2 episodes away from the end, so don't spoil it for me.
Okay.
He's a meth dealer? Wait a second. Are we watching the same show?
Are we talking about the same show?
I'm talking about the show I'm talking about just has like flowers and rainbows and kittens.
Okay, definitely a different Breaking Bad.
It's a different Breaking Bad.
I know.
The 1996 Breaking Bad with
Mel Gibson.
With Mel Gibson, yeah. Before he was an anti-Semite, he was in Breaking Bad in 1996. And this is the best episode.
This already has a very different flavor.
This is After Dark.
It does have a very
After Dark episode. That's what's going on here. But we are so excited for Imagine. Speaking of being out in the desert cooking meth, we're going to be in the desert. We're going to be in the desert getting high on e-commerce.
Boom.
In just 72 short hours.
72 short hours.
Actually, I mean, sooner for us. You and I, we're going to be at the, on Saturday, we're going to be at the hackathon, and then we'll be at Pre-Imagine on Sunday, right?
That's right.
So we've got a bunch of stuff kicking off right here in just a couple of days' time. Any last minute things you got to do before you get out of the house and head over? You're driving, right?
Driving, yeah. So actually, we're gonna drive over from Oxnard. We're gonna drive over to LA area tomorrow, and Angelica has a dentist appointment. She's getting her braces taken off.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, kind of a big deal. And so then we're gonna. So I have to rent a car. So and then Saturday I'm gonna head out Saturday super early, probably like 6 a.m. so I can get there by 10 for the hackathon.
Oh wow! And you're bringing your whole family?
No, this is gonna be the first year that my wife is gonna stay back, and all the other.
A good thing. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Especially last year at the Hard Rock, I was like, "What have I brought my child into?" So yeah,
that was kind of a rough environment, the Hard Rock. But the wind's gonna be really nice. The wind is super nice.
It'll be nice. But it's like the thing where you think you'll hit 2 birds with 1 stone. So you're like, oh, we're going on vacation, so we'll kind of do the conference thing and also get some vacation time in. But then you end up like not really being able to do that because you want to be hanging out until 10, at least 10, 11. Yeah, so you really. So we're finally.
My first year that I was at Imagine, I contemplated bringing my wife, and we thought about it, and I almost bought her a ticket.
Yeah.
And then somebody started sending me all these calendar requests, like from Something Digital, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to this dinner, we're going to that dinner, we're doing this early breakfast, we're doing this." And I started thinking to myself, I'm like, "Oh my goodness! Like, if I come in at 2 a.m. every single night and leave at 7 a.m. every single morning." Like that might not be the best scenario for my marriage.
Right. Exactly.
My wife's sitting around for days with nothing to do.
Right.
Although I'm sure she would do just fine to go shopping and hang out at the pool.
Yeah, I mean, there's some fun stuff, but then it was like, at the pool last year, it's like it was super lit. They had a bunch of parties and it was crazy.
Oh yeah. That was nuts.
So they could hardly even. So yeah, so
Yeah,
it should be.
I gotcha.
So I'm excited though because I'm gonna be out till 3 a.m. every single night.
With not a care in the world.
Yeah, man.
Like Bachelor Kalen.
Well, I'm gonna be good, but I'm gonna be getting my networking on. That one time me and you stayed up until like 3 a.m. out by the elevator talking. So this year I'm gonna be staying out till 3 a.m. every single night.
Yeah, that's awesome because that's when great stuff happens. That's when you insult people.
That's when the magic
and
is made.
the logos of their companies. That's when you insult Tammy from My Buys.
Oh man, didn't we?
By the way, she's a little bit of a traitor now, right? So Tammy left My Buys and now she works for Demandware, I think. So now she does like enterprise sales for Demandware. So we're allowed to make fun of her now.
Yeah, now we can do some full-throated bashing.
Oh yeah. So we're going out there. I think what would be really awesome for this show, since this is really freeform and we're just making this stuff up on the fly.
Yes.
Let's take a little while and let's speculate about all the things that may or may not happen.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Speculation number 1.
Okay, this is pure speculation, and the thoughts and comments that are said here are not reflective of my employer, Something Digital, and these thoughts and opinions are my own. How's that for a disclaimer? That's
good. Yes, that makes it sound like we really do have some inside info.
Oh no! That is to indemnify us. That is
right. We indemnify, but at the same time, we may have been given some info, but we're gonna say that we haven't.
It's way funnier if you don't say that, and then we get stuff right. And then people get angry.
Then it's even
Okay, all right.
That's a win. That's the best case.
Okay, who's gonna go first? You gonna go first?
I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
Thing number 1, prediction number 1.
Okay.
Magento has a buyer.
Oh.
And
eBay Enterprise has a buyer.
eBay Enterprise, and they announce the union. The blissful union, the blissful acquisition.
Okay, and
I'd imagine.
Care to take a guess as to who that would be?
Oh, right. Actually, that would be the interesting part. Let's Alibaba.
Alibaba, I like that. Yep. So they'll be sisters with Yahoo.
Yeah.
Which actually makes sense because that was the eBay strategy, right? Like Alibaba is the eBay of the 2010s.
Yeah. It sounds just horrible enough to be kind of believable.
Could totally happen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've got one for you.
Okay.
I've got one for you.
By the way, are we getting comments? Is there? I'm not seeing any.
No, because it's literally just you, me, and Joe, right?
Okay, I'm just curious.
The whole show. The live stream is Joe Constant. This is
I'm just curious. For Joe. If where does it? So where's the comment? Where are the comments in?
Well, Joe's just tweeting at us, telling us we're already getting things wrong. Click on group chat, I think. Okay, anyway, so let me go while you figure that out.
We're pros. We know exactly what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So here's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
I think that they're going to announce that Magento 2 is delayed.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
It's delayed.
No, I disagree.
I disagree. I don't think that's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
If anything, I think they'll give us an actual date when Magento 2 will land.
Isn't there already a date? There's not a date?
No. They say Q4 or late Q4, right?
Okay. Yes.
Right, but I think we're going to have a date. I think they may even lead with that. They're going to open up the show, be like, "Hey, welcome." So the thing everybody wants to know, Magento 2, December 10th, something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I could see
That's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen.
I could see that because they have, they've been making good progress towards all their deadlines to date.
Right. So supposedly,
they're closer. Give a nice specific date. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. I think we can also expect we're probably going to see Paul Bouvert and some of the other dev team people, Alan Kent, do a little bit of a spiel about the progress, and I think we can have a lot of fanfare around Magento 2. I mean, hand in hand with Magento 2, I wasn't going to mention this one until later, but I think they'll probably also do a good drum up of they'll probably say something to the effect of, and we're announcing the Magento 2 certification and classes and all this stuff. I'm guessing that's
a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Magento 2 certification.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
a
know that
solid
that
bet.
will launch at Imagine, although certifications typically have launched at Imagine, right? But I don't know that that will happen. But if it could, if anything would happen, it would happen at Imagine, or they would give you a date right there on the spot. They would say it's going to come and it'll be in a month or two,
Right.
something like that.
Right.
You feel me? You feel me?
I feel you. I feel you.
All
I
right.
think that's a
All right.
solid bet. What was I going to just say about I forgot.
I'm going to make another wild speculation.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
This one's crazy.
I'm ready for you.
Enterprise 115. Magento Enterprise 115.
Mm-hmm.
And you know why? You know why I think this?
Why?
This is pure speculation. I think maybe if I have to put myself in their position, right? Like, do you want sales to completely stagnate for the next 6 months or
No.
7 or 8 months? Like,
Sure
it's still a long way away. Like people should be buying theoretically Magento 1 Enterprise right up to I don't know, Magento 2's release date, maybe even beyond it a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So the way you instill confidence in that is to put out one more release. Maybe they don't call it 115. Maybe it's 1.14.2, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's, but they're going to iterate the release, I think. I don't know that for certain. This is completely speculative, but I think that's
how many months will it have been since the 1.14.1 release?
Well, remember everyone was pretty all stunk up because it was right before Thanksgiving or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was right before the Black Friday, Cyber Monday pair. So It's been about 6 months.
Yeah. That's a good amount.
Yeah, it is. And if they don't do it, right? If they don't do it, or if they soft launch one later, then what will probably wind up happening is then you'll be, a year and some change between releases. That means that when Magento 2 lands, you will have, a 13, 14-month-old version of Magento as the last version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's highly likely we'll see some iteration, and I think they'll try to downplay it. I don't know what will be in it. Like, what in the world could possibly be in it? But it's got to be something. I don't know.
Yeah. The thing I was gonna say about Magento 2 is I've been starting to get requests from potential customers about Magento 2.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I asked a couple people, one other person, if they were getting requests, and they said they weren't. But that was cool because that's kind of what I'm basing. That's kind of what I'm going off of. It's just when people actually start moving to it, when when they're actually wanting to integrate with it. So I've had a couple of people that they've said, we want to make sure we're ready to go for Magento 2. So we're all of the vendors, and extensions we're using, we're asking all of them when they're going to be ready for Magento 2. So that's been kind of cool.
That's kind of awesome. So actually, speaking of Magento 2, there was a Magento 2 challenge, which we never really covered on the podcast, and I'm really bummed out about that. Too much news, man.
Too much.
So much news. Oh my goodness.
Too much.
So hard to.
We could have another 4 or 5 competing Magento podcasts.
We probably could. Actually, that would be
totally
that's a great idea. We should do that.
Somebody needs to get on.
We should do that. So actually, the Magento 2 extension challenge, which was an amazing opportunity for some people to potentially compete and win a trip to Imagine and some cash prize. It was crazy. I don't remember what the actual prize was, but it was awesome. Anyway, they've already announced winners for it, and the basis of the challenge was that Magento 2 obviously is not backwardly compatible with Magento 1, and we've talked at length about that, right? We had a whole Magento 2 roundtable episode back in January, and essentially what they were looking for is a way or a method or a plugin or some functionality, some methodology to write plugins or extensions for Magento that are compatible in a single install between both 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think the way they described it was that the business logic was the same. It was a little bit vague. The definition of the code for the business logic was supposed to be shared. Is that the idea?
Well, yeah. So it
not
actually
the whole
kind of says it.
module. Yeah. But
Right. It kind of says it. It kind of says it right here. So essentially, it is successfully use a demonstrate that it's possible to architect one extension that's useful for both Magento 1 and Magento 2, or, and the other approach that was also valid is to convert. Write a transpiler or some sort of a converter that will convert a Magento 1 module into a Magento 2 module. That was the basis of the challenge. Anyway, drum roll, 3 weeks after it's already happened. 3 weeks after winners are announced or whatever. So they've already announced the winners, and Sergey Isak, I think is how you say it. Sergey Isak from El Trino has already claimed first prize, so congratulations to Sergey. But it's actually, you can find their extension, their backward compatibility extension, already today on GitHub. And if you go to github.com/eltrino, it's an extension called Compatibility, and it's all right there. It'll tell you exactly how to get up and running, and that'll provide, I think what they do is they're actually backporting Magento 2 extensions to 1. So what?
Backporting Magento 2 extensions to 1. Okay.
So I think they've actually extended Magento 1 to be compatible with a Magento 2 module. So, extension vendors that already have a bunch of Magento 1 extensions aren't going to get around upgrading their extensions, but they won't have to maintain 2 code bases in the future.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty baller. Anyway, 2 other winners were announced as well. There's Blanca. Let me finish telling people who they are.
Okay, tell the people.
Was Blanca Fam from Mage Store, and third place was, I'm going to get killed on this name here, Maciej Ostrowski, something like that, from Creativity, Josh Warren's company.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so all 3 of those solutions are available somewhere on the internet, and we'll find them somewhere, and we'll make Joe track them in the show notes.
Yes. So compatibility, this extension is built from Magento 1.x. It allows to use newer extensions built for Magento 2 on older version of Magento. Okay. So you install this in your Magento 1. Then you take a Magento 2 module, copy and paste exact directory structure as it is in Magento 2, copy and paste it to Magento 1, and it just works.
Yep, they've ported the autoloader, they've ported all of the understanding, like all of the things like the aspect oriented type, event system, all that stuff has been backported to Magento 1.
Wow.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me feel like maybe we don't need Magento 2. Let's just use that. I'm just kidding. That's complete sarcasm.
We don't need that.
Don't get mad at me. Please don't write me an email about that.
Multi-million-dollar project.
Exactly.
Cool.
So, kind of awesome. Yeah, kind of awesome. So, but anyway, I think Imagine's going to be almost entirely around 2 central themes. 1, eBay Enterprise. Rah, rah, rah. We love eBay Enterprise. It's the best. Super cool. Look at all this cool omni-channel stuff you can do with eBay Enterprise, and then, oh, hey, look, Magento 2 is really cool. That's what I think. Those are the 2 central things we're going to hear over and over again.
Yes, me and Sander Mangel are going to, at the hackathon, we're going to work on strictly no Magento 2 stuff.
Really?
So that may be the one place within all of Imagine where there's no Magento 2 happening.
You're standing in defiance.
We're gonna stand in defiance. We're gonna keep it old school, and we're gonna mostly be joking around, minimal coding. We're gonna have a lot of Asian food, and it's gonna be a good time. We're thinking about writing an ini file to JSON converter.
Wow. No, that's something.
No,
Yes,
that part, I'm just mad at that part.
I like that. No, you should do that. I think you absolutely should do that.
Yeah, we got to come up with some ideas, but
that's cool.
That should be fun. Yeah, the whole bunch of people from the Netherlands are going to be out there. Are going to be out in full
Any
force.
Mage Mail customers, perhaps?
Yeah. Couple few. So it should be cool to get the Netherlands vibe in person, live in person.
The Netherlands vibe.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So do you have any speculations?
What other speculations do I have? Well, probably. Oh, wasn't there a big hire that may have happened? There was something that Peter mentioned. There was some good news, and then I know there have been some job postings on the eBay job board that have disappeared.
There's some good news.
Right?
We're gonna go crazy now. So Peter Kaminsky, Piotr. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Piotr. We'll go with that one. How's that?
I think they said Peter is good.
That's fine. So he just posted a couple days ago, like, I don't know, I forget the tweet. It was like smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. I'm so excited or something. Oh no, it was woohoo smiley face #real Magento. Right. And then and he says, just teasing some good news I learned today. And that's when Josh Warren started saying, I'm going to go see if a Magento posting, any jobs have disappeared. And then Peter basically kind of goes silent after that, and it's a lot of other people talking. But here's what I think. Here's what I think.
What do you think?
So out of nowhere, 2 days ago, Roy Rubin lights up Twitter. CEO and founder of Magento. He lights up Twitter by announcing that he's going to join Oro.
He's going to advise Oro.
And Oro Commerce to advise them on their new Oro Commerce platform. And we're totally
nuts.
Totally insane.
They're getting the band back together.
Exactly. I'm just throwing this out there that the woohoo was about that, I think.
Okay.
That's what I think, because that was April 9th. Right, that was about a week ago. I think he found out a few days ahead of the announcement. That's what I think.
Okay.
But it could be anything. Who knows?
Do you think that they'll bring Bob into the mix? You know, he only comes in to do acquisitions, right?
Bob comes in to get
you sold,
right? Yeah, well, he's got the money. He's got the advisory sort of a thing. I don't know that Oro needs anything now. They're kind of self-sufficient, you know?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, that would be kind of a nightmare relived if they sold at this point.
Totally. Yeah. So there's that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think that they're very well poised. Now, there are a lot of companies in this space that are going public right now. Shopify just announced an IPO, right? I mean, there's a lot of tech IPOs right now just in general. GoDaddy is IPOing. Who else are we looking at? Etsy just went live today.
Okay. Did you see the snippet from Shopify's IPO where they said something like, there was 5 major competitors when we started, and 2 of them are dying. One of them is dead. And one of them we're just about to destroy or something like that. Just like we said we would in our initial product deck or something like that. And I was like, okay.
I really hate to break it to them, but they've not killed off Magento just yet. So
not just yet.
Magento is still growing leaps and bounds. Magento, long live Magento.
You know what's funny was in the last episode we were talking about the Zen conference.
Yep.
And
ZenCon,
ZenCon, right? And they're gonna have, was it 600 or 700 people, something like that?
Yep.
And Imagine is huge, right?
Imagine's like 2,500.
Yeah, that's
3,000, something like that. Yep.
That's huge. I mean, so
yeah,
if that's any indicator.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but you're also comparing like a pure developer conference to a conference that has marketers and salespeople and service providers and all sorts of things.
Right. So it's apples and oranges. Yeah.
Oh,
how many developers do you think go to Imagine?
I would say hundreds, but I'm not sure how many.
At least 500, at very least.
I would say a good portion of the people that I know on Twitter will be at Imagine, and I follow a good number of people. Speaking of people on Twitter, actually, I got a follow from Yoav the other day. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So he tweeted me. He's the founder and CEO of Oro, right? Oro Commerce, Oro CRM.
That's right.
And he tweeted me, and he wants to come on the show. I told him we'll have him on the show sometime. So we'll try to hook up with him. He's going to be at Imagine.
Oh, cool.
Next week. So we need to meet up with him, and he says he needs to clear his name because his name's has come up a couple times about Magento too. So we're going to have him set the record straight, and I'm super excited to have him set the record straight. So
man, we got to apologize for.
No, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything to apologize for. I think it's good. It'll be good for him.
That'd be great.
We'll allow him to. He can have free reign. He can say whatever he wants. Yes. And until eBay Legal asks us to take it down, he can say whatever he wants. I'm just kidding.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So those are some of the predictions, right?
Well, some predictions. I think those are all somewhat likely, although the first one's a little outlandish. I don't know that they're going to announce a buyer at the conference, but it's possible, right? It's possible. You know what? Here's some wild speculation. Let's just do some crazy ones.
That's what you specialize in.
Yeah, this is wild speculation. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I think that they may say that there's not going to be another Imagine.
Oh, man. This is like the second time you've said that you think this is going to be the last Imagine.
I think this is the last Imagine. And
what in the world would bring you to say that?
So I'll tell you why, Kalen.
Like super
well,
depressing.
first of all, they're looking to sell off the unit, right? So why would they plan any expense next year for a unit they're looking to take off the books, right? Then secondly, why did they book Imagine last year?
For the same reason that they'll have other expenses that they'll continue to
No, I don't think so. I think like, why would you? Because these events can't be cheap, right? Like,
I think they break even at least.
Maybe, I don't know. We could do a back of the napkin, but I think
I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, I mean,
I may have it on good authority that they do.
But whoever's going to acquire them may have their own event, and why would you obligate the new company? Like, why would you ever put something out there to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could.
I see, because it's something that's going to have to be planned. Probably. I mean, they probably start planning it the minute that 2015 ends.
Correct.
And so then they have these big plans for this big event, and maybe they're going to get bought by somebody else and get folded. But if they get bought, who would want to buy Magento, eBay Enterprise, without having all the excitement that comes from the conference, all that community firepower?
I think
why would you?
It'll be different. I think that we'll have it, but I think it'll be in a different way. I think if it were Demandware, well, Demandware just had their big conference last week, right? Like Blue Acorn was there, a bunch of Magento folks were there, I think
if anything,
it'll probably marry up with an existing event. Nobody, like, let's say Alibaba buys, right. eBay Enterprise. Well, maybe then we keep Imagine, because I don't know what Alibaba conference we would all be going to that happens in the States. But maybe I'm just not clued into those sorts of things.
Well, I mean, if
anybody else, like IBM has their own conference, like so does SAP and all the these guys all have their own conferences.
Like MySQL, for example, MySQL, if you're nasty, they got acquired by Oracle, right?
Correct, and there's a big Oracle con.
There's a big Oracle conference, but did the MySQL conference go away? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think the MySQL conference was ever to the level that Imagine is.
Well, but if it breaks even, it breaks even. They'd have to be crazy. They'd have to be absolutely. If anybody's listening and you're thinking about doing this, you'd have to be crazy.
I'm just saying, like, okay, let's take it the other direction. You ready? What if they're not selling?
I'm ready
because
for
we
you.
keep saying that they're going to sell.
Right.
The other option was that they IPO. Okay.
Okay.
And it's possible. I think it's a heck of a lot of work, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. If you're doing an IPO and you're doing your dog and pony show, now I'm no financial advisor and I know very little about this stuff, but I would say, would you want to have the kind of expenditure committed and on the books for new shareholders to have to commit to? Like, do you want that kind of expenditure sitting out there waiting? Because this thing has to be millions of dollars. Just like,
I don't know.
It's not a small amount of money.
Well, yeah. I mean, I see the argument. I just think, I mean, I can see that argument.
It's going to be in a holding pattern. It'll be the same way that Innovate was in 2011. It will be like, we'll see you out here next year. Then 6 months are going to go by. We're not going to hear anything about Imagine. And then, it's like it might just kind of slip away during the whole,
So wait, when you're talking about Innovate, was that what happened with the Innovate conference?
Yeah, so Innovate was the big eBay conference, right? The eBay PayPal conference. And then they went on a spree during the whole X.commerce, ramp up and the whole developer deal. And as they were working toward the fabric, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Innovate, I believe, because the only ones that I'm aware of was 2010 and 2011, but I believe Innovate was a conference that happened before, but not to the scale that it happened in 2011 when they unveiled the fabric. Innovate was like an annual conference, and it kind of just fizzled away. Like in 2012, I was working in another company, and I had a travel budget to go to Innovate again, but Innovate never took place. Like it was like April or May, and that conference usually took place in October, I think. And and they still hadn't said anything about it. It was just really hush hush. It was like nobody wanted to talk about it. They would not answer questions about it on Twitter.
Okay.
Like I bombarded them on Twitter. Like,
this is like the single most downer issue we could possibly.
Oh, sorry. So anyway, that's my conspiracy theory.
Like,
I think
we're trying to get pumped up here for Imagine. You're telling us,
Well, hey, get pumped up because
they're gonna
it's gonna be one heck of a party, right? Like this could be the last one, the last big hurrah.
Do you ever like start like thinking about like it hasn't even started yet, but you already start to think like, man, when Imagine is over, I'm gonna be so sad that it's over. Like, do you ever start worrying
now who's
about
the
it
downer? Are you the guy on vacation, on the first day of vacation, like just 4 or 5 days from now we'll be leaving here?
Right, exactly. Not even that. Like 2 days before vacation, I'm thinking about that. So, because that's the only conference I go to, in the whole year. So I'm not like one of these conference hoppers. Like like yourself,
like myself.
This is my one thing, man. So it has to be good.
All right. Well, I think we've done enough speculation. You have any last thoughts?
No, that's it. We've done enough damage.
We've done enough damage for one day.
Way too much damage.
You can address all of your complaints to former Vice President Dick Cheney. 123 America Way. Washington, D.C. I don't know that that's an address. That's not an address.
I hope it's not. It should not be an address.
So I'm really looking forward to Imagine. I'll be there on Saturday, and I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So you're getting in the evening?
Yep, I'll be in the evening on Saturday. I'll be catching the wee hours of the beer and pizza fueled hackathon that will be happening on Saturday. And
cool.
And hopefully helping some people finish some stuff up on Sunday. I'm going to code my brains out.
We'll probably be well into our ini file to JSON converter.
I'm looking forward to that, man.
So should be good.
Looking forward to that. So the next time I speak to you will probably be at Imagine.
That's right.
Right, and hopefully we get to see all of you there. So thank you. To everybody for listening to our very first MageTalk After Dark, and take be sure to watch the feed next week, because you never know what might drop in that feed throughout the week. We're trying to put some special stuff together, so keep an ear out.
Yep. That should be good. And we'll see if we can. I want to try, since we're gonna, all be together and everything. I want to try to maybe do a couple of live things too.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll have to mix it up a little bit. So.
Fantastic. Well,
all right.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you there.
All right. Well, I was gonna say till next week, but it's gonna be just until a few days.
All right. Adios, man.
All righty. Bye bye.